Right, here we go, third attempt. Let's see if we can make it to the top. Michelle's gone ahead there. It's a bit of a grey day, but what the hell, I need to see this Loch Stac. I'm sick of failing to make this climb. Here we go. Well, what I didn't mention was that Michelle had gone on ahead whilst I got set up to video my intro, except it took me ages as the GoPro wouldn't switch on. Anyhow, after a lot of fiddling about, it turned out that the battery was completely dead, even though it had been fully charged the day before. So I put in the second one and it worked, sort of. This had been fully charged the day before as well, but now was only showing 30%. We tried to reach the loch the day before and once again were thwarted with battery issues, only this time it was Michelle's cycle. As in my previous video, we'd cycled from Drumnad Rocket, but within 2 miles of the loch she'd run really low on charge, and the trouble is that you need plenty of charge for the last bit, as it's rough and steep and you need to attack it at speed rather than trundle along. Just like my last ride, we turned back and it was a good job we did, as the battery completely died 2 miles away from home. Maybe 30 miles of rough tracks with 5,500 feet of elevation gain is just too much to expect from an e-bike. I don't really know, as I'm still getting used to how it works. Well, third time lucky. We couldn't resist trying again, but this time we made sure we wouldn't run out of charge by making it a short ride and parking up at Corrimony. This meant that we had tons of battery charge to attack the ascent without having to preserve the battery. The track on top of the mountain's pretty rough and boggy in parts, as Michelle went on to demonstrate by nearly taking a dirt nap. It would have been so funny if she'd have taken a dip in that dirty puddle, especially on video. I was hoping for an action shot of you drowning in that.
Oh, yeah.
God, it's boggy down there. It was great to see Loch Stac come into view at long last. I soon spotted the derelict hunting lodge in the distance. The map and the research I'd done had suggested that the hunting lodge was on an island and reached by a little causeway. As it turned out, although boggy in parts, we could cycle right up to it. All I could assume was that the loch had dried up a bit and receded. With the e-bikes lent up against the lodge, we had a good walk around, mainly looking for a good spot out of the wind to brew up and have our lunch. The view we had as we ate our lunch was breathtaking. It was so tranquil, it was surreal with no one in sight. All we could see was the loch, mountain tops and some wind turbines. I thought really hard about whether I really did fancy camping up here at some point, and I couldn't decide whether it would be fantastic or worryingly remote. It's really odd to see this building up here on the mountain with scaffolding on it. We wondered about who on earth would be working on it and how would they get the building materials up and the tools. The building's an old Victorian 3-storey hunting lodge. What I can't understand is why would you build a 3-storey lodge instead of a building on one level? It's not like space up there is at a premium. Oh well, the Victorians did have some eccentric building ideas, I suppose. Right, we're going to get off this mountain now because first time up it absolutely obliterated my batteries. Yesterday it obliterated your batteries, and today it's killed the GoPro batteries, so the spirits of this mountain don't want us here, so we're gonna make a move. Anyhow, after a nosy around the building, we packed up and returned to the van. Something about this ride made me feel uneasy. I could swear this mountain didn't like us coming up. Michelle had commented that it felt spooky to her. Then as I thought about it, I realised that we'd had nothing but trouble with e-bike batteries on all the rides. It struck me as odd because the last time I cycled 30 miles to Loch and back, I didn't even use half the battery's charge. Then the hassle with the GoPro and its batteries as well. Later that evening, back at home, I started to go through my videos and photographs and saw something really weird. As well as the GoPro video, I'd taken lots of pictures and video clips with my iPhone too. Now when I looked at them, they were just blank grey files in the photo album. When I opened them up to inspect the digital files, all it said was no camera information. What the heck? I've taken thousands of photos and videos on iPhones, and I've never seen anything like this before. I don't really know what to make of all this. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Or am I?